Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Bug here, and today I'm going to try and answer some of your questions because I've been asked the same question multiple times lately, so here we go. I'm going to start with a fresh new dumpy, as you can see, buying it right now, and I'm not going to leave this dumpy, so you'll know it is this exact one. Right, I'm going to stick it in auto for this, because I can't be bothered to start changing gear already. So, the question is, how do you set up your vehicle? Why do you set up your vehicle that way? And what do all the parts do? What do they all mean? So, this isn't going to be a video that everybody needs to watch. However, if you need it, you need it. If you don't, fair enough. Don't watch it. Turn off now. However, there's still going to be something hilarious happen, no doubt, because there always is with my videos. Something always goes wrong. Oh my god, press X, will you? There we go, first thing gone wrong. Right, so, just to show you that this is going to be the same dumpy throughout all, I'm going to paint it lime green, tinted windows, of course, and lime green bed. There we go. Then you'll see it's the same one, I'm not changing over. Not that it's going to, why would I do that anyway, but whatever. Don't need decals. Right, name, I'm going to call this dumpy 2. So, just to show you as well, name down to D. There we go. So I've got the dumpy that I'm in right now and this dumpy here, the purple one. That's it. That's all I've got. So, parts. Let's start off with powertrain and radiator. The large radiator, it adds weight to the tune of adds 5 kilos. So the basic one's 10, adds 5. It literally does nothing other than cool down better and quicker. So always have it if you're planning on doing either some off-roading for high revving duties, or if you're planning on modifying it. I always sell the original one because why not? Or just buy an extra one like that I did there accidentally. Okay, so yeah, if you're going to tune it, bigger radiator helps. If you're going to race it, bigger radiator isn't always the option that you want to go for in lightweight vehicles and such. So just bear that in mind. But we're just talking about off-roading today. This is mainly for the people that are struggling to do the Guanjin jobs. Right, intake. So you've got 2 options here. You've got short intake and long intake. As you can see down the power graph on the bottom right, it tells you exactly what each one does. So the short intake gives you higher RPM. It raises the red line, so it gives you more RPM, but it gives you, most importantly, more power in the higher RPMs. The long intake gives you more torque, which is more grunt, more power, more low down power. I'm explaining this badly to anybody who knows what I'm talking about, then you'll understand that I'm explaining this really badly. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm trying to explain this in the simplest way possible so that even children can understand. So yeah, for diesel and torquey applications like off-roading, climbing hills, etc., you want to go with a long intake. If you're going for top speed and a drift car, for instance, you'd want to go for a short intake. So we're going to go for a long intake. And engine. Self-explanatory. Smaller engines, lower power, bigger engines, more power. If you want the best chance possible, then go with the best one you can afford or have unlocked. I can vouch for this truck that it does do Guanjin on a 350 horse engine, the stock one that comes with it. All you need is the stock turbo, which we'll go over in a second, and it will make it. It may even make it without, I've just never tried. But if you can get the bigger engine, get the bigger engine. It will do you absolutely wonders when it comes to the iron ore. So I'm just going to sell these basic ones because we don't need them. Turbocharger. So you've got 2 options here. You've got a stock turbo and a stage 1 turbo. Now, recently, I didn't actually know the difference between them other than the fact that stage 1 gives you more power. But apparently the stock one, as you can actually see by the power graph here, and these little dips off there and at the beginning. So if you pay close attention, if you know what you're looking at, would help. This one has a much flatter curve, and it picks up in slightly lower RPMs, which means technically a stock turbo should be better for off-roading, but more power is never a bad thing. Just keep it in a higher gear. So yes, either turbo will help you out here. I always go for the stage 1 because I have it unlocked. If I don't have it unlocked, I will go for the stock one. So yeah. I haven't done any testing to see whether the stock is actually better than the stage 1, but I know for a fact the stage 1 just makes everything work nicely, so I go with that. Transmission. Now this is a very, very, very tricky subject, because personally, I love the 6-speed truck Mark 1. I absolutely love that gearbox, mainly because I just know how to use it. I've been using it the whole time I've played MotorTown, and it just works for me. It may only work for me because I'm using wheel pedals and a H shifter. It may not work for me if I use keyboard or controller. I have not tried, so I cannot say. A lot of people say that this truck gearbox, the 6-speed truck gearbox, is junk, and I'm really suffering, etc. by using it, but me personally, I don't think I suffer. You've seen me do the run many, many times. I've always used this gearbox for it. So, that being said, most people will tell you that either a 13 or an 18 speed is better to go for. And part of me does agree. In real life, a 13 speed is much better than a 6-speed in a truck because you've got far more gear selection. If you're a driver in real life and you know how gears work, then I highly recommend going for either a 13 or 18 speed because it will help you out. 18 will definitely struggle less on the steep hills with the heavy loads. 13 should also just do it though. As far as usage, I've never used the 18 speed. I might actually just put it in here just to try it out. So I've bought one and I've installed one. We will now find out whether it's any good or not, with me personally driving it. Your experience may vary, very, very much so. I would be safe and go with the 13 speed. I have used that gearbox and it does work. It works quite well. It essentially adds a low range option to all the existing gears. But like I said, if you're just learning gears for the first time, you probably want to just try and learn the 6-speed. There's less choice. Final drive. This is the one that I think catches most people out. And to be fair, it does catch me out sometimes as well, because what a final drive is every time your crankshaft in your engine turns once, this is the number of turns that your diff kind of reduces down for the wheels to do. So for every... Sorry, I think I've said that in backwards. So every 1 turn of the wheel requires 4 turns of the crankshaft on this one. I think that's what it's trying to say anyway. So the higher the number, i.e. if you go down to a 16, which is a bit dramatic, then that means 16 turns of the crankshaft is 1 turn for the wheels, which means you will accelerate rapidly, but your top speed will be absolute junk. On the opposite end of the scale, you've got the 1, which means 1-to-1. Again, assumption there. I assume that's what that means. Then it means for every turn of the crankshaft, you're going to have 1 turn of the wheels. Or 1 turn of the output shaft, technically. But whatever. That means in real life it would mean your wheel size is very much dependent on everything. But in the game, it means your engine's going to struggle like hell to get up to speed. But if you can finally get up to speed, then you're going to have a massive top speed. Until wind resistance stops you. Anyway, so massive acceleration down the bottom here and massive top speed up the top here. You want to aim for somewhere around this little section. I mean, in trucks and off-roading and this exact job that we're talking about now, you want to aim for somewhere between a 308 and a 4.0 is where I kind of go for. Somewhere between there. With the 18-speed gearbox, you may be able to go a little bit further this way, and yeah, I mean, it's never going to hurt to go lower down this way. It just means you're going to suffer with acceleration. So, to play it safe, I like the 4.0 and the 3.08. They are my two favourite gear ratios in this game. For this one, seeing as we've got the 18-speed gearbox, I'm going to go for the 308 because I don't think a 4.0 is going to be necessary, purely because we've got so much gear option with the 18 speed. A 4.0 will just... you just won't use it all. I may be wrong, we're about to find out together for the first time. Differentials. It's very, very, very simple to just say, go for a lock diff, because you're going off-road, lock diff will help you out. It is that straightforward. When you have open diffs or limited slip diffs, when one wheel turns, the other one doesn't have to be turning at the same time, which makes cornering really easy. However, when one wheel loses traction, all the power is going to go to that wheel, which means this wheel is going to be sat on a hard surface maybe, this one's going to be sat in deep mud, and then this one's just going to be spinning, spinning, spinning and doing absolutely nothing. You do not want that. With a lock differential, it ties both of them wheels together, so when one spins, the other one spins. So if this one's got no traction and this one has got traction, then this one is going to be doing all of the heavy lifting, because it will still be working. Limited slip diff, very much the same, but under power. So when you're coasting along and not really pressing hard on the throttle, then it's essentially an open diff, and then as soon as you really give it some beans and put some power down, it locks them both up so they're both together. Can be helpful for off-road, but it does rely on you giving it some beans. Sometimes you don't want to be giving it beans when you're off-roading, because you can sink deeper into the mud. So a lock differential is the best of both worlds. It means you've still got that locked diff, but you've got it at all of the rev range, so you don't have to be giving it the beans to get your traction down. Right, so that's the powertrain sorted. I hope that makes some sense to somebody. I may be able to answer questions in the comments if you have more. Brake power. This is literally what it says on the tin. It makes your brakes stronger. This makes them 30% stronger, 50% stronger, and doubles the power, basically. If I had a semi-truck and trailer, then I would put 200% strength on the rear and 150% strength on the truck. That way I can overload it, have a nice heavy load, the trailer will be doing the majority of the braking, and it will make, pardon me, hiccups, it will make life far easier for me. On rigid trucks like this, or non-semi trucks, I like to just go 130. It just gives me that little bit extra brake pressure. Do you need it? Probably not. The brakes are pretty good on most vehicles in this game anyway, but like I said, I'm on wheel and pedals. I can press very, very gently on the brake pedal, and the extra 30% doesn't really do anything until the lower half, so I can feather it. If you're on a keyboard, you probably don't even need that at all, because as soon as you press that S key, your brakes are just going to lock up anyway, so you're going to be relying on the ABS settings, which we'll go through later. Brake pads. Again, you've got the basic ones, which do exactly what they say on the tin. They brake you. Then you've got these BX ones, which are exactly the same as the basic, except they heat up 5% slower, they cool down 10% quicker, and they wear out 10% slower. They have a maximum temperature that they can reach before they start to fade. We won't go into brake fade right now, but basically it's when they get too hot, they stop working. DX ones, again, same as the basics, except they don't have any heating bonus. They cool down 10% faster, but they wear out 30% slower, which are both good options, and it really depends on your driving style as to what you need. If you're really, really heavy on the brakes and you find your brakes smoking and steaming away a lot, then you definitely want the BX ones. If you're quite gentle with the brakes and you've got maybe a controller so you can feather the brakes, or wheel and pedals, then the DX ones are probably better because they wear out a lot slower. You don't have to replace them as quick. I like to use autopilot a lot. They're quite heavy on the brakes, so I'm going to go with the BX ones because they don't heat up as fast. Sell the basics. And moving on to, we'll skip suspension for now and we'll go to tyres. We will come back to suspension, but it's the last thing I do. So, you've got the basic tyres and the high load capacity tyres. So, you'll have two options here if you've got two different types of wheels. So you see these wheels are dualies, you've got two wheels on each corner, and the front ones are singles. This is why we've got two options here. So when you hover over it, it highlights the front axle. That's not because it's meaning that it's talking about the front, it means it's talking about all of the axles with single tyres on them. Highlight the other one, and it'll highlight both of the rear axles because they're both dualies. And if I had dualies on the front as well, then hovering over that would highlight all four axles. Anyway, let's concentrate on the front first. So, these are just normal heavy duty tyres and the grip is 0.95 G. That means very little to most people, so just concentrate on the number. 0.95. Max load 5 tonnes or 5,000 kilograms, and it will do 100 miles before it needs replacing, apparently. I don't really know, because I've had tyres do way more than 100 miles, but whatever. Oh, sorry. The other one, the second option, the grip is 0.92, which is less. Less means less grip. Or the G, I don't think means grip, I think that means as in G-force. I may be wrong, I don't know, but again, concentrate on the number. 0.92 instead of 0.95, so it's a little bit less grip. I can personally vouch for, in mud, that 0.92 actually feels like 0.2. So be careful if you're going to take my shortcuts when you go for these high grip tyres. Sorry, high load tyres. Max load has gone from 5 tonne to 8 tonne, which means they will wear out less when you put, well, big heavy loads in. I like to put these on the front, and I won't sell them because they will always come in useful somewhere else. And then on the rear wheels, I like to keep the standard ones, the 0.5 grip and the 8 tonne load. If you go for the high load tyres, you do lose the grip, which you really need when off-roading. For road use, not so much, but for off-roading, definitely. But I do lose, you know, from 8 to 12. So, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice. My front tyres will last longer because they only steer and brake. They are not going to be doing any of the grip when we're climbing hills. Wheels. I've been through wheels a couple of times before, but they are not just cosmetic as far as I'm aware, other than having a different weight per wheel as well. So there we go. The Roadmasters are 95 kilograms. That's per wheel, not per set. So there's a fair difference, 15 kilos per corner. Anyway, so Dumpy comes with the HD1 wheels, but if you click on Atlas for instance, notice they get further in and skinnier. Click on the SRTs, they get further out and fatter. See the difference? Well, more width means more traction because it's more surface area. So I personally like to buy the SRT wheels. I do not know for a fact that it makes a difference, but somebody told me it does make a difference, waffle, and I believe him because he's a smart fella, not a fart smeller. Yeah, whether he's misinformed or not, I do not know, but to be honest, I do feel like it does make a difference, so I think he is right on that one. I have no reason to believe he isn't. Aerodynamics. Nothing for the Dumpy, but generally when you've got an option there, it will tell you what the difference is. It may say it reduces air drag or it increases air drag. Generally, if it's green, it's a good thing. If it's red, it's a bad thing. But we won't go into that too much because it doesn't really matter for off-roading. You don't get up enough speed for aerodynamics to make a difference. In the utilities, obviously you can have a utility box, so you can have inventory items like coolant and fuel, handy, or you can have a large fuel tank. I personally just go for the fuel tank on every vehicle. So both sides, fuel tank, done. You can carry more fuel, you can go further before refueling. It's just that simple. Now, back to suspension. Now this is the one that most people are questioning, because I set things up in a very odd way, but it works for me. Again, it may not work for you. Angle kit. First of all, angle kit, I'm starting here because it's the simplest. When you turn your wheels, in fact, can I just come out of here? If I turn my wheel all the way to the left, there we go, and then I go back into the garage, I wonder if it will automatically show parts, suspension, angle kit. Yes, it does. Right, so when I click on angle kit, see the wheels move a little bit more, turn a little bit more? That's because it's giving me +5 on angle. Now, it's not +5 degrees. I think it's more than 5 degrees. I don't know what +5... Pardon me, I'll get hiccups again. I don't know what it actually stands for. But that's +5 and then +10. So if we install the +10 and then come out of there, that's how much additional angle we get. So I'll line the camera up with the wheels there, or with the wheel. That's about as straight as I can get it. And then we'll go back into the thing, parts, suspension, angle kit, and then that's the 10 that we've got, and then that's the 5. See how much angle we lose? So it's just, there we go, and that's with nothing installed at all. We lost loads of angle. So the benefit of having that is obviously a sharper turn circle, and when you've got locked diffs, you really do lose a bit of turning circle, so this just kind of gives it back. It's quite a nice thing to have. Again, it may seem like a waste of money, but it isn't. Wheel spacer. I always, when off-roading, just go for the maximum size you can get. If you can afford 100mm, go for 100mm. It is more important than anything else in this menu, except nothing. It literally is the most important thing, because if I get right behind it there, straighten it. Oh no, I can't do it. I'm in the menu. So that's with 2mm, 3mm, 4. See how it's getting wider and wider and wider? Seems like little bits here and there, but when I go straight from 100 to 2, see how far in them wheels go? Well, the wider them wheels are, the more planted your vehicle will be. Imagine how hard it is to push someone over when they've got their legs spread apart. Well, that's the same thing. Suspension ride height, again, this is controversial. So some people like to just go maximum lift when you're going off-road to give you massive ground clearance underneath. It's not necessary. I have done this run with the dumpy with -10 and it has still worked perfectly well, because look at the gap under there. There's loads of gap. If you go max height, you're raising your center of gravity, more chance of falling over. And trust me, this thing falls over a lot, no matter how good you are. There are people out there that can do this run without falling over, but it takes long. So I would go either stock height or lower it. You don't have to lower it all the way, but the lower you go, the more stable it will be. Generally, when you lift a vehicle up, you soften the suspension. So maybe go to 80% or 50% springs to make it a little bit more wobbly. When you lower it, you definitely need to stiffen the suspension, because when you go over the bumps, the tyres are going to ground out basically. They're going to hit into the body. If you leave it stock height, you can pretty much leave everything here as standard. It's all personal preference. I cannot tell you how you are going to enjoy driving it. As far as the spring rate goes, obviously if you soften it, it's going to make it a lot harder to carry heavy loads, because when you put the weight in, the springs aren't going to be as strong. It's going to suck the back end down. If you stiffen it up maybe to 150%, so 50% stronger, it will help a little bit, but you will suffer a little bit with handling. So it's a compromise. If you want to be able to carry heavier loads and you don't really care how it handles, then yeah, maybe put 120 or 150 on the back. It may help. As far as everything else, anti-roll bars, They literally just do what they say on the tin. They stop your vehicle from rolling left to right when you go around sharp corners. It ties both of the wheels together on the same axle. So when one starts to raise up, when you like go round a corner, it brings the other one up slightly with it, just to stop it from tipping. In the game, they don't really work as well as you would like them to. In real life, they're a lot stronger. Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced that they're that good, but they do something, and that's all that matters. Personally, I like to leave 120 on the front just to make it a little bit stronger, and then I don't put anything on the back. I like a little bit of articulation on the back. I mean, you can even knock it down to 50%. It will give you even more articulation, which is good for off-roading, but you don't need to. Stock suspension's perfectly fine. Spring-wise, I am going to leave it standard for this run. I'm going to leave everything standard except for that front anti-roll bar, just to show you how well it goes, basically. Tyres, I've done... Alright, so we've gone through everything now. The one thing to do now is to test our gearbox with our final drive. So what you want to do, after you've picked, because it is all guesswork to start with when you're new to this, and you want to come out onto the main road here. I mean, you can take the road, you don't have to cut across like I did. And then just leave it in automatic, and then just drive. Just see how fast you go in what gear. Eventually, you will get to the point where you can't go any faster. That lamppost just fall over on me. That was really weird, I was nowhere near it. So yeah, we're just gonna... Oh, whoa. Wasn't paying attention. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Just go through all the gears. Leave it in sport mode so we get there a little bit faster. There we go. And this has got 8H is the highest gear on this gearbox, I believe. Right, so we're up to highway speeds now. We're at 75 miles an hour. And we're not even in our top gear. So there we go, we're in top gear. Oh no, back down again because I'm in auto still. 80 miles an hour. That's unnecessary. At no point are we ever going to need more than 80 miles an hour, but yet we still had 2 gears to go. So, I'm going to jump out and I'm going to run straight back to Gosan. And this is the part of the testing that most people get bored of. So, change vehicle. Most recently used, please. Dumpy 2. And then we're going to go back into parts, powertrain, and final drive. And we're going to look at where we are. So, we are at 308. So, as you can see, we were in 7 high. So, 3rd highest gear at 80 miles an hour. We're never going to get up to 80 miles an hour, especially on this run. So, if we went higher, that means we would be in an even lower gear at 80 miles an hour. Completely unnecessary. If we come down here, it means we're going to be at a higher gear when we hit 80 miles an hour, or if we even hit 80 miles an hour. So, I'm going to show you what a 4.0 does. Now let's... Oh, not crash. Take it for another test drive. As you can see, we're accelerating very, very slowly. There is a very short gap between the gears. This is the downside of having the 18 speed. Now, although it's got loads of torque right now, and even if I was fully loaded, it would probably still be accelerating at the exact same speed. If I had the 13 speed or the 6-speed transmission, we would already be at about 60 miles an hour now, but the engine would struggle more. So, now that we've got this 4.0 final drive, I'm estimating that we will be at 80 miles an hour in 8H. I may be wrong, it's only an estimate. It's about as reliable as a plumber's estimate. So we're in 8L now, and we're at 71, and there we go. Oh, well, I've completely knackered my engine and radiator now. That's going to take a minute to get back up to speed. Got so many gears. This is why it's handy to drive this in manual, and then you can just flick, you can double flick your gear shift button and skip some gears. That's what you do in real life. There's no reason why you can't do it in the game. Right, so I'm going to spin it round here. And we're going to head back because we're getting too far away from Gosan now. And we're only in this to see what we're at top speed wise. Because when you get to around about 70 miles an hour, I would say, you want to be in your top gear. Any more than that is completely unnecessary because you're never going to use it. So you're wasting gears, basically. I know I'm explaining this terribly. I do apologise. Right. So we are looking at... Don't make me slow down, bus. Damn you. Do not fall over. There we go. Good, good, good. Right, just need to get into 8H just to find out what my top speed is. Then we will know if we've made the right choice. And I'm overheating because I wasn't paying attention. Right, quickly stop overheating. Oh, go away. Leave me alone, Lilliput. Right, so I'm still in the green at 60 miles an hour. I would say I could go probably 1 or 2 lower, and that would be perfect. Again, only at the top of the green at 70 miles an hour. So redlining would probably be 80 miles an hour. So I was probably about as close as I needed to be there. But if I was going on a long run with this truck, I would be... What am I doing? Map. I would be in a bit of trouble because I'd keep overheating. I'm a suspect. Great. Where's the cop then? Oh, I suppose we'll be driving back then, will we? Because I don't have time to wait. So, auto shift is a bit of a problem when it comes to 13 and 18 speed gearboxes because it doesn't skip gears. It goes through every single one regimentally and it takes forever to get through them. It's annoying because you don't need to do that. Even when you're loaded, you don't need every single gear. I waited until we were at the top of the green, look, boom, double click, and it keeps us in the green. So this is a very good final drive. 4.0 with the 18 speed does work. It works quite well, I must say. And I am going to leave it in there, even though we could definitely go with going down to a... maybe a 355, I think it is, or 356, I can't remember now. There we go. Fill up. And then I'll go and do a quick repair, and then I will see you at the top of the coal mine. Not the coal mine, but the iron ore mine. So we can go and load up, because I'm going to show you the difference with the 18 speed and see how easy it is. I don't know. I've never done it before. With an 18 speed, I haven't anyway. So yeah, I will see you when we get there. Right. Here we are. Now, I am curious as to whether autopilot, not autopilot, but driving in auto will manage to drive up this hill, because normally it won't. Likes to change gear too frequently. But the biggest tip I can ever give you on driving off-road is this. Pause it, press option, go into assist, right here, and where it says, not steering assist, traction control strength, turn that down to 0. Stability control strength, 0. ABS is completely up to you. I usually have it at 80, I don't know why it was on 100. And your active rollover protection strength, ARP, 0. So traction control, stability control, and rollover protection, have them at 0. They do not help you when you're off-roading. They hinder you a lot. So when you tilt your truck, the active rollover prevention hits the brakes for you, and it kills your momentum. Anyway, so I'm in auto. Let's see if I can climb this hill without having to take over in manual gears. Usually you would have to. Yeah, see, even now, it tries to change, then it thinks it's too hard, and yeah. Right. Oh, it actually goes up to the reverse gears now. It never used to. Right. So for this hill, have it in manual, and then get your run up from about here at least. Just go through. You can even have it on auto if you want, and then just at the last second, if you click and hold the shift key on the keyboard right here, it holds it in gear and stops it from trying to change on you, just like that. So I was still in auto, and now I've let go of the button. Get over the bridge. You don't need to know manual gears with this trick. You can do the whole run in automatic, just pressing shift when you come up to climbing a hill. As long as you are in the right gear, which I cannot tell you what gear you need to be in for each hill, because A, it depends on the load, B, it depends on your setup, and C, it depends on your driving ability and driving style. So it would be impossible for me to tell you which gear. If you have the exact same setup as me and the exact same driving style as me, I could tell you, but the chances of that are pretty slim. So there you go, I'm holding shift again, and because I've got no assists on, all this bouncing around is doing nothing to hurt me. And here we go. We can load up. Steel coil's giving us 18.8 grand. Excellent. So we'll take some of that. Yep, struggling a little bit there. He's not enjoying life, so I'm going to have to leave this in manual. Oh, definitely lifting up them front wheels off the floor. There we go. Let's see how she does on this hill here. This is the first hurdle where a lot of people fail. See what 4 low does for me. Always come up at an angle here and aim for the grass, because then it gives you traction as soon as you land. Right, there we go. I've stalled out. So, I'm holding the handbrake now, and then I'm going to pick a lower gear. I'm going to go for 2 low, I think. And then I'm going to flat out it, and then let go of the handbrake. Okay, that was nearly not the right gear, but it worked. It was just guesswork. If it stalls you out again, just do the same again. Hold the handbrake, lower gear, and accelerate. Come on, let's through. Well, them front wheels do not want to touch the floor, do they? So this is where stiffer suspension might have helped. The back springs are pretty much sagged out as far as they can go. Stiffer springs on the back would have fixed that, so 150%. But again, it all changes with your load and your driving style. So let's just continue this trail, keep going until we get to the next point, which will be this corner here. This is always a tricky corner. It doesn't even look tricky, but it just is. Especially when you've got iron, because it lifts your front wheels off, and then you do that. The steering has 0 effect. Yeah. Right, let's try again. There we go. We made it. This hill here is going to be a bit of a problem if we don't get a decent run up. So, get our run up. Four low. I'll leave it in four low. That should give us enough torque when we get to the top. Or not. Not even close. Okay, right, we've stalled out here. So I'm going to put it down into the lowest gear, L1, and then accelerate, let go of the handbrake. Pulls a bit of a wheelie, but she gets up there. Bad move. Never change gear when you're climbing a hill. I shouldn't have done that. Right. Get another run up for this one. I'm going to try 5L this time. Leave it in 5L. And just, yep, that's good enough. You lose that much momentum on that hill. It's not very long. Oh, come on. Get around the corner. Keeps trying to go straight on me. And this is why the angle kit is so important. But having this amount of weight in the back is what's causing the problem, because it's lifting the front wheels off the floor when I accelerate. That doesn't matter how much you can steer. If your front wheels aren't touching the floor, they ain't going to do anything. See? Then when it bounces down, it hits, it suddenly turns. Right. Let's see. What's the next hill going to bring us? Pardon me, sorry about that. I'm still a little bit ill. I'm mostly over it now, though. I'm sure you can tell in my voice has changed a little bit. Not quite as husky as I was last week. If you're wondering why last episode of Under the Sand and My Garage, I didn't sound ill, they were recorded before I got ill. They've actually just been sitting in the back burner for a little while, waiting to be posted. Come on, yes, yes, for high. Yes. No, 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 stalled out. So I'm holding the handbrake. Down to 3L should do it. Red line, drop the handbrake, and no, not quite. So try it again with too high. Yep, too high is enough. Come on, please turn. It is annoying, keep going straight like that. Technically, there is enough weight over the front, or over the rear axles, that it shouldn't be doing that. In real life, there is about 50% of it isn't over the rear axles, so it should be pinning the front wheels down nicely. But it's a game. You've got to make a little allowances here and there. Right. So I'm pretty sure we're done with all the bad hills here now, aren't we? Until we get back to Campy now. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I will... well, that was close. That was very close. Oh no! Ew. Settle yourself down. There we go. I'll pause the video here, and I'll pick it back up when I get to Campy. And here we are, back at Campy now. So let's see what this hill takes. I'm going to guess 4 high. No, I'm immediately regretting that decision. No, stalled out. So that's going to be a 2L hill now. I reckon 3 high probably would have worked on that one. I was trying to rush. If you get up enough speed, you can change gear on hill. But if changing gear makes you stop, it's a big problem. So I'm going to stay... yeah, I'll stay in 3 low now. Just for the remainder of this bit. Hopefully, that should be low enough. And I'm going to guess no, it's not. Oh no, it's going to make it. No, he's not going to make it. Right, back to too low. This lack of steering is getting a bit boring. Come on. There we go. There we go. We're getting it. Slowly but surely. The iron ore is a very, very heavy load. In a minute, when I finish this run and this video is over, I will be recording the exact same video again, but in the Atlas, just to see if the Atlas with the 13-speed gearbox will carry a full load of iron. I will be enlisting some help, so I may not make it without help. I do not know. But we'll find out. I am determined to find a setup. If there is a setup that will work, I am going to find out what it is. Oh, that was close. I'm actually wondering if an 18 speed might be overkill. But I kind of want to try it. No. Too low? No, stalled out. Right, too low. Oh no. There we go. Come on, you're not that steep, you can do it. Perfect. We got it, we got it. Right. So I'm going to stick with 4 high for this one. And floor it and hope for the best. Ooh, if we stall out here, we're screwed. Oh, just made it. So where the texture changes colour there, goes from dark brown to light brown, the grip changes. So we may be lucky here. Yeah, we got lucky. If we were a few inches back, we'd have been screwed there and we'd have had to reverse up and try again. We're going to make it? Yeah, just about. I'm on full lock and it's doing nothing. There we go. Right. No, turn, turn, turn. Oh my days. I'm hoping the Atlas is going to be far better for turning than this one. Can't be any worse, that's for sure. Oh, that was a 3L start. Not bad, not bad. After we get past this hill here, that's the end of the rough stuff for this section. And then after that, all we've got to worry about is the mud hill going downwards. But we have gravity on our side for that one. And gravity can help. It also can be a mean bitch, but should be okay. One, straight round, straight round, straight round. Beautifully done. Using the bounce to my advantage there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, come on. I don't even know what caused that. Come on, through the gears. We get up to 3? Yeah, we can get up to 3. Go into the high. Yeah, we can make it to high. Oh, might have been a little bit enthusiastic with that. Yep, no, we're not making it. Oh well, handbrake start. And there we go. We made it. Onto our side. But we made it. Everything from this point on is much, much easier. Yep, got about this bit. There we go. So, suspension-wise, I feel like some softer springs, some lifted and softer springs, would probably prevent the steering problem that we're having. Also, removing the anti-roll bars or putting them down to 50% all round, that may also fix it. I don't know for sure, but that's going to be something I try when we get the Atlas up. So, stay tuned for that one. That's going to be an interesting one. One of these videos is going to go on one channel and the other one's going to go on the other channel. I don't know which is which yet, so whichever one you're watching this on, the other video is going to be on the one that you're not currently watching this on. They will both be launched at the same time. 4 PM today. Actually, it won't be 4 PM because I'm not going to be finishing recording it by 4 PM. But tonight, at some point. Turn, you sod. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. We got it. We got it. We got it. Right. Now it's just the mud to go. So the one thing that I've learned from this is if you're going to be carrying iron ore, there is going to be some suspension work that would help you out with steering. It won't help you out with anything other than steering. As you can see, it's made it perfectly fine other than the steering problems. And I hate the 18-speed gearbox. I absolutely hate it. You spend far too long changing gears. And, oh my days, I would have preferred to turn a little bit sharper there. There we go. Come on. What am I doing? Why am I sliding? I'm on grass, no? There we go. Okay, the game thinks it's mud all the way up there, does it? Right, straight into 4-low. Bang it down this hill quickly. No, don't fall over. Don't fall over. Keep it slow and steady. There we go. Right, so I'm going to leave it in 3 high for this, I think. Actually, no. I'm going to go 3 low. Son of a... Okay, the steering is getting right on my nerves now. I'm not going to lie. Right. I'm just going to have to try and drive this normally. Hopefully, it's got enough power in this gearbox to just pull it out of this. As long as it's got the grip, it's definitely got the power. I can't see. Oh, God. I think that rock is a bit too steep. What am I stuck on? Oh, I'm in a bit of a rut, am I? That again, then. Now go forward. Turn! Turn! Oh, my days! Dear, will you? Okay. Steering, definitely a problem. But we're getting there. We've made it. We're over halfway. That's the important thing. Don't. Ah, oh, you sod. I've got to do that all that again. Nope. Round. There we go. Right, that was much better. Try not to fall over this time. There we go. I'm not going to go any higher than 3 high. I'll just back off the throttle and... I forgot. I was at the wrong point. I thought I was over at that one. That one's on me. Completely my fault there. I'm trying to rush because I've got another video to record and it's getting late. I just bounced off that rock, didn't I? Unbelievable. You know what? I'm just going to go the old way. No, I'm not. Truck says no. Come on. I don't think this is having the iron in that's causing this. I think this is just me and the 18-speed gearbox do not get along. I'm going to do a hybrid. We'll come up this way, and then we'll go over this way. There we go. That's actually easier. That might just actually be the best way. Right. We've done it. So now, come straight this way. Ugh. Careful, careful, careful. Go to 3 low. Yeah, no. Come on, accelerate. There we go. And you got to come down this little, very, very narrow path here without sliding straight down there. There we go. No, no. Okay, we're going down. We're going down. Oh, no, 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 no. Damn you. That was scary. Thought I was going to tip that. Right. Nearly over. Nearly over. Oh no. No, 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 no. What is this tree doing to me? Oh, you son of a sausage. Oh, okay. I can recover here, can I? What are the chances of me being able to drive out of this? I'm guessing 0, but I'm curious. Come on. No, it's slowing down. Not gonna happen. This is gonna take a minute to reverse out of this, isn't it? Oh my god. Oh, thought it wasn't gonna let me change gear. I'm not gonna get out of here, am I? Oh! That's tricky. I'll be back in a sec. Gonna try that again. I was getting fed up of trying to get out of there. I tried for way too long. Got bored. So back to here. Right. Through this little shortcut. And then straight up here. There we go. If at first you don't succeed, yeah, buy a different truck. No, I'm joking. Dumpy is more than capable. A lot of people's preferred method of doing this, actually. Go for too low. Oh, hello. Apparently I've got engine and radiator damage somehow. Didn't even notice getting that. There we go. Should be good now. There we go. Perfect. Oh, whoa, whoa, that was close. Do not flip, do not flip, do not flip. This should be close. Right. So now we can stick it back in auto. And you can take it easy. Just have a little cruise. Why is my interior light on? Oh no, it wasn't. Whoa, 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 whoa! You know what I mean? Dumpy is very, very top heavy. You're just really adding to your problems by using lifted suspension on this one. But yeah, that's pretty much as I need to show you, really, isn't it? That's all my tips and tricks. That is how I managed to make this job work for us. So I will skip over to the drop point for the outro. And here we go. Ready to deliver. What are we going to get? Boom, 190k. Nice. Doesn't quite pay for the truck that we just bought specially to do it, but it's close. So yeah, I hope that answers somebody's questions, or at least one person's questions, then it'll all be worth it. But yeah, if you have any further questions about it, then probably just ask them in the comments, and if I don't know, somebody else will. I'm going to knock the anti-roll bars down to 50% all round. Hey, didn't I just sell that? I swear I just sold that. 50% there. I think that will help. And then springs, I want to say 120 on the front and 150 on the back, just to handle a little bit of that extra weight. I think that will do wonders with that. I may be wrong. Dampers I'm not going to touch because I'm pretty sure they were fine the way they were. It didn't feel bouncy at all. There was way too much weight for it to be bouncy anyway. So yeah, I would say that is probably the winning formula. Anyway, that's it for today. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and join me on the next one. Bye bye for now.